when the vigil took place over the weekend, a lot of people thought that the Dumsor actually, the intermittent power outage had gone down and things had become a bit stable.
It's a lie.
And so they thought that even the vigil itself was ill-timed and that it was ill-patronized. But now we are told that,
yesterday I slept in Dumsor. Fully nyanya. I opened my windows, I was collecting koyo.
Wednesday night too, my power went off at 6 p.m. I don't know when I woke up at 2 a.m. whatever, it had been restored. But of course, yeah, man.
You know when you are watching television and then the television it starts to watch you.
It was Tuesday
because you've gone off.
Yeah.
And then the AC goes off. Now, what it means is that you'll be dreaming nicely, and then all of a sudden you notice that
there's a change in your body temperature.
You have sweat all over you, and then when you wake up, you see that every place is dark. That's what ECG does to you in the middle of the night.
So
somehow
we are told to expect more Dumsor in some 3 weeks.
Yes.
I mean, in the next 3 weeks. Then there's going to be intense, power outage because of our gas issues.
Yeah, we're told that Nigeria, they have an issue with supply. They are trying to do some repairs on the pipelines, and for that matter, it's going to affect supply to Ghana, which means that they have to turn off some of the machines so as to sort of redistribute what's available.
So is Dumsor big on your mind this morning?
To a large extent, because I mean the president had assured us when he went to meet the workers that it's over, but the suggestion is that it is out of our hands. It's not. We are not the cause. Someone else who's supposed to supply the input for us to supply our output is not making it possible. So you may want to cut them some slack. But the question is whether it was anticipated and what needed to have been done to put in some measures to cushion the Ghanaian, because this is big business. In other parts of the world, if you have an intervention like this coming in, you have alternative means of getting people power.
Yes, that's
while you sort out whatever problem there is. But just so you announce that for 2 weeks, I mean, imagine what will be happening in Western economies or Asian economies if power supply challenges like this just emerge because one provider says that, I'm not able to provide you A, B, C, D. These things have got to be planned so that you make arrangements to deal with the gap that will be created as a result. Every time they are telling us, gas supply from Nigeria is easing. Well, you can always make some other arrangements. We have Equatorial Guinea there. Is it possible to get barges or ferries or whatever we can use to evacuate the gas from there, bring it close to shore? I think it's all about planning. It's just like you're managing supply chain or you are managing stock. You don't sit and put your hands in between your thighs and wait that, as for the thing, there will be supply. Okay, today is not going to be supply, so my customers should just go hungry. No, it doesn't work like that. There has to be a scientific way, a proper way of managing this thing so that we know that, you have been given advance notice. Okay, in 2 months' time, for instance, when I was coming back recently from the UK, there was a route that we were using. They had indicated that on the 20-something of July, for about 2 days or so, there will be a closure of that. And that is likely to affect traffic
Which is next month.
Exactly.
Next month.
They've been advertising that for a long time.
So people can plan their lives.
Exactly. Because everything is almost routine for many people in that country or many parts of the developed world. So if you do that, what you do is that you are reminding people that, look, this is going to happen. This is how it would impact you. So if you have to readjust your plans, you do that. We are sitting here. Then yesterday they issued a statement. We're going to have Dumsor. So so that's it.
So it's like effective.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't that the case?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense. I don't think that that's how we should be running this country. There has got to be advance notice. And then you indicate as managers of the power sector that, we have noticed that ADBC will be happening. And we are taking these steps to ensure that it does not disrupt the economy's performance. Unfortunately, we have to live with
or
it.
maybe even make alternative arrangements.
Exactly, the point I'm making.
Plan their lives.
You bring ships that can bring gas, natural gas from wherever they are coming from. Because why should the economy tank because Nigeria is not giving us gas and because they want to cause repairs? Oh.
Nathan, a man from Japan, you have been, there's a conversation you had with a Ghanaian who's lived in Japan for more than 3 decades.
Yep,
Interestingly, the gentleman you spoke about his experience with Dumsor. He said the only time his light went off was when
he failed to pay his bill.
He failed to pay. They sent him an email. He didn't check. Yes. So the next thing his light went off.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting one.
And he went to the convenience store to pay, called the people, and he was reconnected.
And that was it.
He said that's the
for
only
3
time.
decades.
In 36 years is the only time his power has gone off.
Sadly. But this morning we've seen in the papers though, and this is an agama.
Just before that though, so my good friend is sending me a message and says, "Do you mean the Dumsor is about to start?" And I have been experiencing Dumsor for 2 weeks now.
No, what we have seen
for 12 hours.
This opening act.
It's the opening act. This one's prelims. This one is the official announcement.
So
this one, what you have experienced is off the record.
Now it's on the record.
This is on the record. The previous one was off the record. That one they didn't calculate it. They didn't add that one.
Records announced that.
So now we are back. So they've told you that next 3 weeks there's no power.
We don't respect our people. The last time it was because some machines just from nowhere, generators or what do you call it? Transformers were not doing what they were supposed to do. The PRC came in and said, no, these guys were misleading everybody. True. As we speak, we don't know what's happening in that space. I think we need to take Ghanaians more seriously than we currently are doing. It's completely disrespectful. Nathan, please continue.
Well, it is, and I agree totally with you on the need to respect the citizens, because power is such a critical part of everybody's life. Not only will you use it to power lights and fans and all of those things, but businesses need it. There are so many businesses that are running because there is electricity or need electricity to run. The hair salon, the barber shops, restaurants, eateries, the small ones, medium ones, big ones, factories, industries, those who produce small things, those who produce big things. So it's very critical that we inform people so they make alternative arrangements. When you just take a cursory glance through social media, you find people complaining, oh, my fridge is damaged. Then I was even telling her he lost, I think, a television. We all know people who have lost one gadget or the other because the outages are just very unannounced. We are not giving people plans. We are not giving them a schedule. The people supervising the space don't seem to give us or don't seem to show us a lot of respect. So when you say that there's no electricity, somebody says, who said there's Dumsor? There's no Dumsor. And if you want a timetable, bring your own timetable. I mean, that's marks of sheer disrespect towards the citizenry. We need to understand the place of power. And power has become a matter so critical that it features, it's a big ticket item when it comes to elections. Parties have lost elections in this country simply because the other party said that they were the cause of Dumsor. And so when the other party comes, it will change the situation. Nothing has changed. So I expect better. I expect far, far, far better. Of course, granted, they've given us an announcement. They've given us a heads up. 3 weeks. But what about all the things we have been experiencing so far for months on end? You get home from work, you are tired, you don't have electricity. Messages have come through, messages upon messages. Oh, my food has gone bad. My food has gone bad. I've lost an appliance or the other. So we need better from those in charge. I hope that whatever the issue is in terms of the gas supply, we'll sort it out. I don't know if it's a money issue or a technical issue.
They say it's a technical issue.
But you see, and I go back to your point, we need to start thinking long and hard about what we must do to find alternative means. I'm happy that there's the general conversation around nuclear, right? We are having that conversation. I've seen firsthand what it can do, right? I've seen firsthand what it can do in other spaces. I believe that if we are really concerned and we want to go far in this country, especially on the line of development and industrialization, we need to start thinking of different ways of producing power. Because clearly hydro you can see that we've stressed hydro to its limit now. We need to find other means. Gas is good, but we are now seeing the challenges of gas, because if there's a technical issue, the gas can't flow and come in. So we need to think of other things. If it's nuclear, what are we doing? I know there are conversations with vendors. When do we plan to bring nuclear on board? 2026, 2030, whatever. Are we finding other means? Wind. What about solar? But beneath all of this, we need to think about the money, because you know the challenge with the independent power producers. They are a critical player in this space, and the fact that there's not enough money to even sort them out and clear the indebtedness as a country we owe, or the debts we owe them. It's important that we need to have very frank and honest conversations about power, because it is extremely critical to this country's forward march. Very, very critical. We say all the big things we want to do as a country. If you don't have electricity, forget it. Agenda 111 won't work. One district, one factory won't work. One village, one dam won't work. One this, one that won't work. It will not work if we don't have constant, reliable, affordable, accessible power. So to the people in the space, please, let us try and sort this issue out. It is unfair to Ghanaians to put us through all these challenges. Unannounced Dumsor. There's Dumsor. No, there's no Dumsor. Basa. Now they've got the official one.
And you know, beyond the basics, which are essential that you mentioned, in this day and age where we have the president, the vice president talking big about digitization and digitalization, all of that. You see, these things don't happen in vacuum. We have artificial intelligence today because there's big data, and then also computational power or computation power has increased astronomically.
Yes.
In order to actually make good use of the opportunities presented, you need power.
Yeah.
If you don't have power or enough power, you can't process big data. You can't do it. You can't just do it.
We'll be taking.
So you know, if you want to automate road tolls, as we are being told, if you don't have power, how are you going to make sure that the system is automated?
You get there and the gate is closed.
Exactly. You want e-ticketing, you want e-gates to be used at the airport. All of these big things we are talking about. We want to order things online, make sure that there has got to be a computer on computing the entire process. The question is, where are we going to get to and say as a people that, look, it is not enough to get people some electricity in their homes. We need to, because as we speak, I can say without any fear of contradiction that we have so much suppressed demand. There are many things that people want to do. They cannot do them merely because we do not have enough electricity.